Sam, there is some breaking news, I understand. What do you know?
Yes, Dr. Drew, the stepmother's attorney, the man that we've seen on camera a few times, he says that Charlie, who's at the biological mother's home, his father has tried to reach out to him at the mother's home, but she has hung up on him. Also, the police are expected to release their findings anytime now.
Yeah, Evie, now you, if I remember last time I spoke to you, you said you would not interview a child, and yet they have some sort of a forensic expert that does this. What is this person going to do? And I wonder, is there ever a situation in which you'd polygraph a kid this age?
Mm-hmm. So you can interview children, you just have to be trained in interviewing children. The FBI obviously has a special program in which they train their agents, and they also have specialists that handle victim children, that are victims and witnesses. Now, the one thing you would not, Dr. Drew, do is polygraph a victim, especially a child, and then usually you typically don't even polygraph victims in general unless law enforcement thinks that there's something not quite right, where the victim perhaps might be lying. Those are only the cases. But children, I have to tell you, in all my years of experience, I've never seen it. I've never done one.
And Evie, anything new you think going on with this case? Do you have any more suspicions about the dad or the mom, or how this went down, or why the kid was in the basement?
I think a lot of the pieces are starting to come together. It's an abusive household. The father was abusing the child, but I think the mother is also obviously culpable there. You can't just say, well, you know, I took him, I hid him in a basement and pretended nothing happened. The child had marks on him. He was beaten with pipes. I mean, these are all the reports that are coming in. So both parties should be held accountable. Again, this is an abusive parenting relationship. It's unacceptable.
Leanne, your thoughts?
Well, you know, Dr. Drew, we were doing the show last week when Nancy Grace was on in the green room, and I saw the live, you know, when he got the news, and we all thought something was off with the dad, right? I mean, he didn't like.
Well, we started comparing him to Balloon Boy's dad because we thought it was maybe disingenuous. We couldn't figure out why he reacted the way he did.
Right, like I would have ripped off my cable and been at the house grabbing my child and hugging him if I really thought that he was gone and that I wasn't going to find him. But you know what? The first thing that I thought, Dr. Drew, was I wondered if the kid was autistic by any chance. And you know, when I did some research, and I only did this because, you know, you get the feeling sometimes that parents that can't deal with kids that have, you know, emotional problems, or they have, you know, they say that he had some, he wouldn't listen to them and stuff, and then you beat them and you do things to children that are a little excessive. Come to find out, their children, the dad and then the stepmom, actually have two children together, and we know that one for sure is autistic. So I don't know if this is like, you know, them taking it out on the kid, not knowing how to deal with it, not knowing what to do with him.
Let me reframe that. Evie, you seem to want to comment on this. Maybe he has some sort of a disorder. Maybe it's burgeoning psychopathy. Maybe it's a psychiatric illness.
We don't know that.
We don't know. And I'm not blaming the victim. I'm just trying to understand how these parents ended up in this spot. And that's a possibility always, that this kid was being mishandled, but it's a difficult child. Evie, you think that's a possibility?
Look, I do think, yes, it's a possibility, but sometimes certain parents, for whatever reason, don't like a specific child.
Oh, Evie, that's your thing. That was your hot baby thing, too.
You know what? I've actually worked a case. I remember a mother had triplets, and for what reason, there was one child she just did not like, and she abused that specific child, but did not abuse the other two.
Well, Vanessa, when you have triplets, you go a little bit psychotic. I'm the dad and the mom. I have personal experience with this. And listen, and by the way, it's, you know, this is a completely separate topic, but moms have fantasies about hurting their kids. That's kind of a normal thing that they go through. It's when they do it that it becomes abnormal. But Vanessa, I've not heard from you yet. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't think it has anything to do with him being a difficult child, because the father has gone on record saying, oh, he was overweight. That's why I worked him so hard and I made him get on the treadmill for 4,000 counts. And he went on to say that he just didn't do his chores. This isn't a difficult child. This isn't a child that, whether or not he has behavioral issues or autism or anything else, they went way too far. They beat him with a pipe. He was bleeding. He had marks all over his body. No matter what, they went too far, and they need to be held accountable.
They are not